Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yotapatakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raganatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parjana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Govika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastade Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Prishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatrubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha paritanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivajari Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo, Rama Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Nama, Eva Kevalam. Tolam Nastyeva Katyaranyata. Jayate Namananda Rupam Varare Veramitane Jadar Madhyana Pujariyatam Katamapi Sakridatam Muktinam Prananam Yat Paramam Mritam Ekanam Jivanam Bhusanam Me. Madhuram Madhurebhyopi Mangalebhyopi Mangalam Pavanam Pavanebhyopi Hare Nama Eva Kevalam. Hare Krishna. So reading from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So the name of the group was changed. Since Chaitanya Charitamrita classes are over since 4 months, 5 months almost. So from CC class to Rupanugadhara Katamrita. You're known as Rupanuga Vaishnavas, followers of Rupa Goswami. And so Dhara means the conception, the thoughts of Rupa Goswami and the followers of Rupa Goswami. Just like Vishwanath Chakravarti, Narottam Das Thakur, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So they're all our acharyas and they're all followers of Rupa Goswami. And discussing also Rupa Goswami's Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu with commentaries of Jiva Goswami and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And so translated by Bhanu Swami, disciple of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And so we have read Srila Prabhupada's summary of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, known as Nectar of Devotion. So Prabhupada's mood is clear to us and ultimately sufficient for the general devotees. At the same time to go into more details. And Prabhupada has also explained that we may read the books of the Goswamis. We should read the books of the Goswamis, especially those who are scholarly inclined, those who are in a position of leadership, spiritual leadership, those who are teachers of the scriptures. So they may go into detail and have a clear understanding. So the Eastern Wave, discussing second chapter, Sadhana Bhakti, text number 163. Atta malya surabhyam yata tantre praviste nasika randre hare nirmalya saurabe sadhya virayam ayati papa panjara bandhanam. Smelling the garlands offered to the Lord from the Tantra. When the fragrance of the garlands of the Lord enters the nostrils, immediately the bondage created by piles of sin is destroyed. Commentary by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. The phrase Papa Panjara Bandhanam means bondage created by piles of sinful acts. So if one is sinful, then the reaction is there and one is bound up under the modes of material nature in this material world. But by smelling the incense which is offered to the Lord, then one becomes free from this bondage. And practically you can see the devotees are always very eager to get the Mahaprasadam garland of the deities or of the spiritual master, and immediately there's a blissful experience there, and usually there's a nice fragrance of the flowers, and so that is so very much required for purification of the consciousness and the senses. Nirmalya, things which are offered to the Lord. So the flowers, the garlands, tulsi leaf, and as explained before, Chanamrit. So that is purifying, and that is helping the devotee to be situated in devotional service. Of course, to become completely free from the effects of sinful reactions, it will take some time. To become attached to Krishna and detached from this world, that will take some time, so we have to be patient. Always enthusiastic, as Rupa Goswami explains, Utsal Nishcheddarya Tatta Karma Pravatanat Sangatyaga Sato Vrite Sabhya Bhakti Prasiddhati. You have to be always enthusiastic, fixed and patient, and always engaged in devotional activities, giving up unwanted association and being good association. Next from Agastya Samhita. Agranam Ganda Pushpader Architasya Tapodhama Visuddhisyat Anantasya Granasya Yabi Adityate. It is said that the nose-smelling flowers and ganda offered to the Infinite Lord is the cause of complete purification in this world. So smelling the flowers, and ganda means scent. So as after Mangalati, the devotee is offering some scent to the Lord, or even in the morning time after the puja, the main bathing and dressing of the deities, fragrance is offered. And so in this way the nose becomes very much satisfied. And one will become completely purified in existence after some time. Jiva Goswami's commentary. Anantasya in the verse refers to the Infinite Lord, and this world is modified by Architasya, worshipped. So, smelling by the senses, agranam granasya, the flowers. And then offer to the infinite Lord, Architasya Anantasya, are said to be the causes of purification in this worldly heart. Agranam Gandha Pushpa Adir, so the scent of the flowers, smelling, of Architasya, it's offered to the Lord. Tapodama, so Tapodana, Vishuddhi, completely purified. Text number 165. Ata Sri Murte Sparshanam Yatha Vishnu Dharmottare. Touching the deity in the scripture known as Vishnu Dharmottar. Sprishna Vishnu Radhistanam Pavitra Shadayanvitaha Papa Bandar Vinirmukta Sarvakamam Avapnuyat. The pure, faithful person who touches the deity of Vishnu becomes free from the bondage of sin and attains all desires. So that is the benefit of worshipping the deities. So if one is worshipping the deities, of course, especially the morning time, the puja is there, the bathing and dressing of the deities, then one is touching the deities. But even other times, if one is doing arti, usually before the arti or after the arti, mostly before, the devotee will offer flowers to the lotus feet and then touching the lotus feet also. But during the Abhishek, of course, then the whole body is touched of the Lord. So here also, of course, pavitra. So one must be pure in order to be able to get the benefit of touching the deity. For that reason, one has to follow the rules and regulations of the scriptures of the Spiritual Master, act according to the guidance of the Spiritual Master, and one must chant the holy names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Then some purity is there. But to become completely pure, it will take some time. Again, we have to emphasize. And even if one is touching the deity of the Lord, it doesn't mean one becomes immediately pure. But by doing that regularly or every day, then in due course of time one becomes pure. So that is guaranteed. But it will take some time. Because the Supreme Lord is completely pure, and whatever and whoever is coming in contact with the supremely pure Lord becomes also pure in due course of time. Shraddha, Shraddhayanvita. So Shraddha has to be there also. One must have faith in the process, one must have faith in the Lord. And one must have faith in the words which are mentioned here. He becomes free, vinirmukta, of the bondage of sin, papa bandai. Sarva kaman avapnuyat. So all desires are also fulfilled by taking shelter of the Lord. So this is a glorification of touching the deity for those qualified to do so. So therefore the pujaris are considered very fortunate. But then they have to also be properly situated. But still the external energy is there, and one has to be careful and try to remain pure. which is sometimes challenging. Text 166. Ata Sri Murte Darshanam Yatha Varahe in the Varaha Purana, seeing the deity. Vrindavane tu Govindam ye pashyanti eva sundare na te yama param yanti punya kritam gatim. O earth, Vasundara, O earth, those who see Govinda and Vrindavan do not go to the city of Yama, but achieve pure bhakti, the goal of all punya. So many verses are there and glorifying, seeing Krishna, especially in Braj. And then, so if one is going to Vrindavan and seeing the deity of Krishna or Govinda, then he may attain perfection. He will achieve pure bhakti. And then he will not, he will be freed from all difficulties, and he will not go to the city of Yamaraj, who is punishing sinful people. Sri Jiva Goswami's commentary. Speaking to all people the glories of seeing the deity and speaking of all forms of the deities, the author overcome by ever increasing devotion, particularly glorifies seeing Govinda, Bhagavan, the most excellent form of the deity. Of course, so we know that Govinda Dev is the Ishtadev of Rupa Goswami. But in general, also the name Govinda is very much liked by the devotee, and many prayers are there glorifying Govinda, just like Brahma Samhita by Lord Brahma. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidanand, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidanand, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidanand Vigraha, Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Isparam Ishwar is a transcendental form full of knowledge and bliss. Is the cause of everything, the source of everything, the original person, known as Govinda. And then the Brahma Sita, from text 29 till 55, every verse is ending with Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship Govinda, the original Lord, the original person. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, a beautiful prayer also by Bilva Mangal Thakur, glorifying Govinda, and then Damodara and Madhav also. These are all names of Krishna which are very dear to the devotees. So Govinda and then Damodar also, Radha Damodar, and Madhav, the beloved of the Gurus of Fortune, the original Gurus of Fortune is Srimati Radharani. So beautiful story by Bilva Mangal Thakur. And each line ending with Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. So Punya Kritam Gatim. So one should perform auspicious activities, pious activities. And by doing that, then bhakti is achieved. If one is impious, then one will not achieve bhakti. One has to be pious, one has to be in the mode of goodness, one has to be in good association of the devotees of the Lord. Then one may enter the realm of bhakti, and then one may advance, and then one may be able to get pure bhakti. So here is explaining in the purport Jiva Goswami that Rupa Goswami is that he's speaking to all people. So that is, and the heart of a Vaishnava is that he wants to deliver everyone. He wants to help everyone to advance in bhakti, to become inclined towards spiritual life, to become inclined to serve the Lord. So he's speaking the glories of seeing the deity, and of course if you go to the temples, especially in the ISKCON temple, the deities are very nicely decorated, mostly, and very attractive. And so, but yes, you may not only in ISKCON you may see, but other temples also. Actually, in any temple where the devotees are nicely serving the Lord, then the Lord becomes pleased, reflecting the devotion of the devotees. And then anyone who sees the devotees, so he will be impressed, he will be benefited. So on here, of course, in the purport is explaining also that specifically Rupa Goswami is glorifying Govinda, the Supreme Lord, and the most excellent form of the deity. So many deities are there, but Govinda now, of course, situated, the original Govinda is situated in Jaipur. And so Radha Govinda temple there is famous. Practically, you can also say the center of Jaipur. It is in the center of Jaipur, and it is the center of Jaipur. Kendra Bindu. And there are so many devotees every day going to take darshan right from early morning, Mangalarti, and throughout the day, and then again evening. Because the devotees morning and evening, they will go to take darshan. During the day, they may be busy working or even busy in some household activities. So that less devotees may be there during the day. But because there are so many pilgrims coming to Jaipur also just to see Radha Govinda, that even during the day there are many devotees there. So I had the good fortune of being in Jaipur many times, and specifically in 1982 I stayed there for 1 full year in Jaipur. But the recent years I've not been able to go there, but by good fortune after 2 weeks we'll be going to Jaipur, and some other devotees are coming also from Vrindavan and other places to take darshan of Govinda Dev, and then we'll have Kirtan and Harikatha also. Bhakti is the highest goal of the human being. Savaipam saparo dharma yato bhaktira doksaje. This is a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st canto, 2nd chapter. So Savaipam saparo dharma. For the human being, so the highest dharma, that is bhakti, adoksaje unto the Supreme Lord. Adoksaje, so the Supreme Lord, who is beyond this material existence, and so we should take shelter of Krishna. So, adoksaje, so that means he who is beyond the reach of the material senses and the mind. So ada means below, aksha means the senses, ja, born. So that means so the Lord is beyond this, the material senses and the material mind. He's transcendently situated. So we're worshipping that Lord, so known as Govinda. Therefore the wise consider bhakti to be the goal of all pious actions. Thus punya kritam gatim, the goal of those who do punya, actually means bhakti, the final goal of all punya is understood by the wise. So one has to be engaged in devotional service ultimately. But as explained, one has to be in the mode of goodness and one has to be pious. And then if one has accumulated the result of pious activities, then one will be able to enter the realm of bhakti, engage in devotional service. Of course, the mercy of the Lord is there, even somebody who has not been so pious, but by the mercy of the Lord, or the mercy of the pure devotee, they may take up the path of devotional service, and then, then they may be able to advance in bhakti. But as mentioned in Bhagavad Gita also, Yesha Tantagapa Pam Punya Karma. So those who are freed from sinful activities and engage in punya, so they are eligible to understand the Lord, to engage in devotional service of the Lord. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is explaining. Punikritam Gadin, the goal of those who execute pious acts, is a phrase to attract the materialist, glorifying bhakti for material results. So, Punyakritam Gatim, so many persons are there and they are interested in material things. And so therefore, in order to attract them, that they may also engage in devotional service, so that statement is made. So it is natural that one wants to live peaceful and happy in this world. And so, because by nature the soul is full of bliss and full of knowledge, it is blissful. And so therefore it is natural that in this world also everyone wants to be blissful, wants to be happy. Nobody wants suffering. That is natural. And nobody wants to be diseased, nobody wants to die. So, because the soul is eternal, the soul is eternal, blissful, conscious of Krishna. So that is natural. So therefore, even being in this world conditioned, one is striving for these things. And by being pious, then one may be able to live peacefully in this world. And but ultimately, one has to engage in devotional service. Otherwise, one will again face some difficulties eventually, because in this material world, so happiness and distress, they are coming and going. And in this world, the modes of nature there, the mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. So one cannot always be in the mode of goodness unless one is spiritually strong. Otherwise, the mode of passion sometimes is coming and the mode of ignorance is coming also. So you have to be aware of that. The author will later explain that the chief result of bhakti, so for those without material desires, attraction to the Lord in the form of rati. So those who perform bhakti without material desires, so they want to attain rati, transcendental affection, love, bhav, towards Krishna. So that is the goal. So we perform devotional service, sadhana bhakti following rules and regulations, and then in Braj Bhakti, as Rupanuga Vaishnavas, we try to enter the realm of spontaneous love, following the eternal associates of Krishna in Braj. And then the goal is actually to come to the platform of Bhav. That is the transcendental platform when one is completely in love with Krishna, attracted to Krishna, attached to Krishna. So that is also known as rati, so transcendental affection. And then later on, if one is perfect and in the loving exchange of the Lord, then rati becomes ras. So by the loving exchange. So that is there when one is going to the planet where Krishna performs his pastimes. In this world, if one attains perfection, Sarup Siddhi, so he may see the Lord, he may see the pastimes of the Lord, but he is not there in the pastimes of the Lord. He cannot enter the pastimes of the Lord. So, but we are of course very much satisfied if we can just get a glimpse of the Lord. So that is the goal of bhakti, to become attached, to become attracted towards Krishna. On 67. Aratrika darshanam yatha skande. It is Skanda Purana saying the Artrik of the Lord. Aratrika in Sanskrit. Artik, or it may just be Arti also of the Lord in Sanskrit. Aratrika. Kotaya Brahmahatyanam agamyagama kotaya Dhatyalokamatrena Vishnu Sarartrikam Mukam. The face of Vishnu lit by the light from the Artrik lamp burns up 10 million sins of killing Brahmanas and 10 million sins committed in the past and to be committed in the future. So we can see in particular in South India, there's not much light inside the temples. So even previously there was no electricity and ghee lamps were used inside the altar to get some light. But still then one cannot see the Lord properly, so that we can see in the South Indian temples. Or even here there's one place, Tatyastan, next to the Yamuni river, where they don't use electricity, so they have ghee lamps. And evening time is difficult to see the Lord completely, but when they do Artik, then one can see very nicely the Lord. And usually they're holding the lamp a little close to the Lord, and then one can see the Lord very nicely. So that builds up the sin or the sinful reactions to the sins which happen in the past, even which may be committed in the future also. But of course, the devotee will try to avoid committing any more sin. That is obvious. Jiva Goswami's commentary. This verse speaks of seeing the artrik of any of the authorized deity forms. Kotaya is a substitute for Koti. Mukam is the subject of the sentence. So seeing the artrik of the authorized forms of the Lord. So that means the forms which are properly installed by the pure devotees and properly worshipped by the pure devotees or the disciples of the pure devotee. And then, so Mukam, so that is the subject of this sentence. Kotaya Brahmahataya Maga Agyamya Gama Kotaya. Dhatya Lokamatrena. Vishnu Saratrikam Mukam. To seeing the face of the Lord. Of course, the whole body of the Lord is beautiful. And first, actually, you should try to see the lotus feet of the Lord. And then one may go upwards and then see the lotus face of the Lord. And so, but the main, so Mukam is the subject of the sentence. And one is eager to see the face of the Lord, Mukam. Mukam, Mukya, so that is the main thing, is to see the face of the Lord. And so, next. Utsava Darshanam Yata Bhavishottare, seeing the festival from Bhavishottara. Ratastam Yene Rikshante Kautikena Pikeshavam Devatanam Gana Sarve Bhavanti Sapachadayaha. Okay. The dog eaters and all persons who joyfully see Keshav on his chariot all become associates of the Lord. So that is for Rath Yatra. So because for him, especially in Puri, not everyone is allowed to see the deity. But therefore the Lord is merciful and he comes out on his chariot and is giving darshan in Jagannath Puri once a year. But even in other places, because also not everyone is inclined to go to inside the temple. They're living their lives, and so then they're deprived of seeing the deity, which has been glorified here, seeing the deity, especially the face. So therefore the Lord himself is coming out to bless the common man. And so only seeing the Lord, so even it is mentioned here, Sarve Bhavanti Swapacha Adaya. Swapacha means the dog eaters and other low-kind persons. Also, but this devotee, I mean this person, maybe low class, but Kautikeyan api keshavam. Kautika means joyfully. They should see the Lord. If one is If one is seeing the Rath Yatra and one is seeing procession of the Lord in many places in South India or wherever, if one is not happy, then he will not get a benefit, or only little benefit. But if one is happy, oh, look at his chariot, look at the Lord on the chariot, then he will be benefited. Devatanam Ganaha. So they may become associates of the Lord. Jiva Goswami's commentary. The chariot Rath festival represents all the festivals as well. So that is one of the main festivals, is the Rath Yatra, the chariot festival. So the Lord is very kind, very merciful at that time. And so he's giving darshan to all, even those who have bad qualities. All those sarve, so who see the Lord on the chariot, even those who are low-born or have bad qualities, sapachadaya, become associates of the Lord. Deva tanam gataha, ganaha. Okay. So text 169. Hari Shabdina Puja Darshananam Yatagneye Pujitam Pujamananam Vaya Pashet Bhaktito Hari Sadaya Modamanastu Sopi Yoga Phalam Labhet. The word Adi, that is from before, refers to seeing the worship as illustrated in Agni Purana. He who sees the Lord with devotion, faith and joy after he is worshipped, or while he is being worshipped, attains eternal service to the Lord. And so the Lord is very kind. So even if one is very, just slightly favorable towards the Lord, and so having slight faith, and if one is then joyful, so he is blessed by the Lord. So then he may be engaged in devotional service. So Krishna is very kind. Krishna is very, very merciful, and is trying really his level best to attract the jivas, the conditioned souls, to attract him, to attract the conditioned soul towards him, towards himself. So therefore he's coming on the chariot. And so at that time he's very, very merciful, the Lord. Of course, then he's assisted by his devotees, his servants, and usually they understand the mood of the Lord, and they're also very merciful to all the world, those who are participating. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. Puyamanam, Puyamanam means while the worship is being conducted. Yoga means devotion in the form of service to the Lord as described in the Pancharatra. So yes, just to clarify. So if one is seeing the Lord, one is worshipped. Or even after he is worshipped. So there's Artik of the Lord, and one may see, so one is fortunate. But even after the Artik, if one is seeing the Lord, one is also blessed. But it is mentioned especially Pujamanam, while the worship is being conducted, then one is more blessed. Because that is also mentioned. Attending the Artik of the Lord, special blessings are there. Because at that time, so the exchange is there, the devotees offering Artik. And those who are there watching the Artik, so they're almost like they're taking part actually in the ceremony. So therefore they are blessed, just as the one who is doing the Artik, the Pujari. But if the Artik is over and Pujari is gone and people are gone, but still, the Lord is giving darshan, and anyone who is taking darshan, so he'll be blessed, even after the worship of the Lord, even after the Artik. So that is understood. So yogi phalam labhet. Yoga means devotion in the form of service to the Lord as described in the Pancharatra. So yoga means to link with the Lord. And so bhakti yoga, karma yoga. So to link with the Lord, and that means then there is an exchange. Even karma yoga and jnana yoga ultimately. The Lord is in the center and there is an exchange. But if one is doing everything for Krishna's pleasure, Anyabilashita shunyam jnana karma navritam anukulina Krishna anushilanam bhakti ruttamam. So if one is doing as Krishna desires, favorable, Krishna anushilanam as Krishna desires, so then of course that is actually required ultimately, and that is more beneficial. So not that one is doing some worship of the Lord and expecting something in return. But of course even they will get some benefit, because at least they approach the Lord. And the Lord is taking care of his devotees. He wants to take care, he wants to help them. But it is better to do whatever Krishna wants, and then Krishna anyhow will take care of us, of our needs also, that is sure. Ananya Chintan Tamam Yajana Pasade Tesam Ananya Chintan Tamam Yadaya Pasade Tesam Yogini. What is it? Ananya Chintan Tamam Yayam. I forgot now. Ananya Chintan Tamam Yajana Pasade Tesam Nityayuktanam Yogakshema Vahamyaham. Ananya Chintan Tamam, those who are always thinking about me. Yajana Paripasita, those who are actually the people who are worshipping me. Tesam Nitya Bhaktanam Yogakshamam Vahamyaham. So I reciprocate with them. Whatever they have, they can keep, and whatever they lack, I will give. And in Pancharatra and in deity worship, so that is explained. Abhigaman, Upadan, Yog, Ijja, and then Svadhyay. So the worship of the Lord. So one has to prepare, and one has to offer pure items, and everything should be clean. And then Yog, then connecting with the Lord by purification, sipping water for purification, by glorifying the Lord, by chanting mantras so we are aware of our position, Buddha Shuddhi, purification of our existence. So understanding that by nature I'm the eternal son of Krishna. But by misfortune, due to my being inimical towards him since time immemorial, I've been wandering in the cycle of birth and death, being burned by the three forces. Now, as a result of some unimaginable good fortune by the mercy of my spiritual master, I know that I'm an infinitesimal spiritual being completely apart from the gross and subtle body. Now, by the order of my spiritual master, following his footsteps, I've obtained the good fortune of being able to serve his lotus feet as well as the lotus feet of Chaitanya and Sisidhar and Krishna and so on. Nam Viprana Chanarabadi Nagravashna Shodanam Varnacha Gare Hastevano Hasta Yaterva Kintu Pradyanika Paramananda Paramadepta Dergo Bevatabaragava Das Dasanata Saha. So we don't identify with this material body. I'm a man or woman. I'm Indian, I'm American, I'm a Brahman, I'm a Kshatriya, I'm a Brahmachari or Grihastha. That is there, that we cannot deny. But we are ultimately the eternal son of Krishna, all of us. And so we should be positively inclined towards serving the Lord as He likes. And we should be also positively inclined towards others. So that has to be there. And also, that is important, that it should be as described in the Pancharatra. So we're not whimsically worshipping the Lord, but following Shastra, specifically Pancharatra. There it is explained about worshipping the Lord. Under the guidance of the spiritual master, we do that also. So, Srila Rupa Goswami is nicely explaining, and the Acharyas, so Vishwanath, Jiva Goswami Dev, given nice explanation of the verses. So that is also required, because sometimes it may not be clear, the original verse. So therefore we hear or we read what the Acharyas have explained, the followers of Rupa Goswami, and then coming to our life, to our time, then following the present Acharyas, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, and then we may achieve perfection, slowly but surely. So now Shad Paksha is there. So the previous Acharyas, so they recommend that we simply engage in the service of the Lord, and by doing this, and then the forefathers also benefited. So there's no need to do an extra endeavor of worshipping all the forefathers. At the same time, also, it is not prohibited, it may be done. Like even Mahaprabhu, we went to Gaya and offered some bhoga to Vishnu, and the Vishnu Prasadi was offering to his forefathers. So that may also be done for the Vaishnavas. So, yes, by worshipping Vishnu, then Krishna is satisfied. And one is not obliged to anyone. And Krishna will actually take care of the devotees and all those who are connected to a devotee, especially pure devotee. So therefore, there's no need of separating them. But the minority of people only understand this. So the majority, they follow these beliefs and we should not disturb them. But we may then encourage them to worship the Lord on a daily basis and try to develop devotion towards the Lord. And then all the family members are benefited. But still somebody may do, and there is no harm also. You may do, you may not do. So, also, different forefathers may be there, and so different, according to when he left, the forefather left on that specific titi, then puja may be done. In a simple way, on the last day, Amavasya Titi, this year on the 21st September, then so puja may be performed on the last day for all the departed souls, for all the family members in past and now, and it is also then already benefit for the future. So we take shelter exclusively of Krishna and then everything is fine. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We take shelter of Krishna by chanting the holy names. Hare Krishna. We'll stop here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram.